very clear statement of yours through the mic for us to provide it to the minute taker. Yeah, in order to do the minutes. Hope we can get your cooperation on that. So as we mentioned earlier, the current stand is at 48 votes. And before we go into the core of the agendas today, we will be having an opening address by the acting president, Ms. Gary. I think all of you know her. Can we have a huge round of applause for Gary to come up to the front and give her opening address? Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to our second annual general meeting. Your presence, whether in person or by proxy, speaks volume about your commitment to our RA and community we serve. The past 2 years have been filled with challenges. One of the most significant was a reduction of our RA committee from 12 members to just that number, half the number. With fewer hands to share the workload, our remaining volunteers took on increased responsibilities, juggling these duties alongside their personal and professional commitments. It has not been easy, but through resilience, dedication, and teamwork, we have continued to push forward. Along the way, we faced governance issues, resource constraints, and unexpected hurdles. Yet, these obstacles only strengthens our resolve to build a more effective and sustainable RA. Today's AGM is not just a formality, it's an opportunity to reflect on our journey, acknowledge our challenges, and chart a clear path for the future. During this meeting, we will review our financial performance, key milestones, the new fee structure, and our strategic direction. We encourage open and constructive discussion, ensuring that every voice is heard as we work towards a stronger RA. That said, we must also acknowledge where we fell short. The unexpected resignation of our president presented challenges, and unfortunately, we did not fully adhere to the proper protocol in managing the transition. Additionally, the constitution presented at the EGM was not submitted in time for approval. We did not fully adhere to the proper protocol in managing the transition. As a relatively new team, we recognize these missteps and take full responsibility for them. While our tenure as the RA comes to an end, we remain hopeful that the new committee we will build upon these experiences strengthen governance and continue the important work of serving our community. We sincerely apologize for any shortcomings and deeply appreciate the patience, the trust, and support you have shown us throughout this journey. With that, let us proceed with today's agenda and work together to ensure this meeting is both productive and insightful. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Right, so just a recap of what I mentioned earlier, or what Kelly mentioned earlier. We have common goals in this. Resort homes, the betterment of resort homes, the enhancement of resort homes is the goal, right? Basically, all of you have invested in a property and the RA manages the common area of the property, right? And the presentation that we are about to show is basically what has been targeted in the last EGM held in October 2023, and what are the steps that we move forward from here. All right? Please do allow us to present, and then if you have any questions, we will hold it at the very end of it. Yeah, please come up to the front if you wish to have any questions in place. Please show your voting card before you do so. Thank you. Just a little insight to all of you. The last EGM that we held in October 2023, we did not present everything. We presented what was only necessary for the agenda that was needed to be adopted at that time. Alright? What we're about to present now is a little detail, a bit more insightful for all of you. So, in the last AGM in February 2023, the RA was still not formed at that time. Right? The RA was actually just still interim. That's what we call it, interim. And before that, there were two sets of committee that were in the interim as well. I think it pretty much started off in somewhere in 2021, all the way up to February 2023. For 2 years, it was basically just interim. The RA was not being able to form even after our AGM. So that was one big hurdle. The reason too is because there was already a formation of a different RA within resort homes. They are called as PPPH2. PPPH2 means Hijayu 2. Yeah. And from then on, we went on to ROS after being elected in the AGM of February 2023. When we went on to ROS, they denied all applications of ours. In fact, they told us that we can't have a constitution, we can't do collection, we were basically nothing. At the same time, Matrix was, I believe you all know, Matrix was just not handing over in a proper way to us at that particular point of time. Barricades were all up. We did not have a proper SOP for security as well. And therefore, we needed to get the RA formed. In order for us to do that, we had meetings with PPPH. I think there are 2 or 3 gentlemen here who are from amongst this crowd that are from IBD. They were there during that meeting as well, which only lasted for 5 minutes, right? We wanted to come to consensus with them, but we could not. So with all that hurdle, we were only formed in somewhere in August 2023. So it took us about a good 6 months just to be formed. And this formation is not for us, it's for everybody. A member of Resort Homes is all here, I believe, right? And with that, we managed to get a petition signed up, an online petition, if you all may recall, back in 2023 when we hosted up to 95.6% of residents of Resort Homes Association who wanted the formation of RHRA and did not recognize the other formation. And we've got nothing against the other formation, by the way, but there are 2 things that we lost. We lost a grant from ROS, a grant of 10,000 ringgit, and we lost a contribution from Matrix, which also is about up to 10,000 ringgit. So we lost these 2 contributions because these contributions will usually go to the first RA that is formed. But that's fine. It has already happened. We move forward from that. I think I've just said whatever I need to say, it's all on the slides as well. Right? And in order to get the ball rolling, we had the EGM, in which the minutes has been presented to all of you. For those who have not attended, you may refer to that. So the targets were projected, the fee structures were projected, the constitution was projected, all that with the approval, we had sent it over to ROS. And with that, the ball started rolling. So we are all going to take turns of what we are, right? So this is Miss Balvinda. She's from Edison, and she's going to present a couple of slides to you as well. Please give a round of applause to Miss Balvinda.
Thank you, President. Good morning, everyone. Just to echo President and Gelly's words, all of us, we are here today because we care. That's it. That's the basic thing. So I'll carry on with the slides. So this is our business at Resort Homes. So Resort Homes is 1 million. It's a non-profit business. So we are the share our property value. I'm sure all of you agree with it, because that's the main goal for us. We want to make sure that the place we are living in, our property, the value increases, the rental increases. So we need a well-maintained and secure property where we desire to live. Yeah. Roles and responsibilities. This of our management committee, what we have done so far, we have managed vendors, we have managed the RA funds with integrity. I would actually like to stress on the word integrity here. Later, if anybody wants to question it, the floor will be open. You can always question us. But this is the thing which I would like to stress. We have attended to complaints. You wouldn't believe it, sometimes in the wee hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. The phones have been ringing non-stop. We have performed collection and the debt recovery, ensure accounts updated and verified. We have maintained safety, security, cleanliness, and a good environment. And I think this particular point does require a round of applause, if you can please give it. Because I remember when we moved in, our taman was not very clean, and I have to say our committee have done a very good job in maintaining the cleanliness of the thing, maintaining the landscape of the taman. We have adhered to all the rulings from authorities. We have proposed and performed enhancements. AGMs, EGMs are conducted on request for key decisions. We have conducted tender exercises whenever needed. We have conducted committee meetings to update and make decisions, and we have also enforced rules. Because I think at some point those rules were required. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Now I'm going to hand it over to Matan, who is going to guide us through the rest of it. Or person.
Thank you. So from then on, I would like to say that the number of meetings that were held from February 2023 all the way up to today. In 2023, as you can see, the number of committee meetings that were held versus the one in 2024. So there were a few tender meetings that were done. So there was a selection of the security company, selection of the landscape company, and in 2024 we reselected a new landscaper, and at the same time we had vendor meetings. So these vendor meetings are to get feedback from vendors and also to provide our feedback to them as well, which is your feedback that echoes through us. At the same time, having meetings with authorities, as you can see right there, ROS, MBS, because as I mentioned earlier, formation took a bit of a time. Total 11 police report made. Some of them unnecessary, but needed. Yeah. In totality, there were about 56 meetings that were held throughout the time, in which should continue with the new incoming committee. Yeah. Meetings should be held as per our constitution. A minimum of 4 must be held in order to achieve the likings of the constitution itself. I'll go into key achievements and will be presented by Madan from LMS. Please give him a round of applause.
Hi everyone. Okay, today I'll be talking about the key achievements that we have achieved so far since we're becoming the RA. Okay, the first one is FIABCI Awards winner. That's one of the most prestigious awards in real estate business. That was actually won by Matrix for our Taman. After all the enhancement was done by us, but I know they took the credit, but that was one of the most prestigious award that actually brings value to our Taman. And then after that, okay, the second one is getting RHRA registered within our term after hassle of almost 18 months by previous RA members. I think as mentioned by Prasan, we really faced a lot of hurdles and we couldn't have our RA registered. That's why Matrix was running the show and then we couldn't have a proper system, proper security guard, everything was open, landscaping wasn't being done. So this is one of our key achievements. The third one is registering 55.6% of owners into our data system. Just to inform everyone, we have zero data from Matrix when we took over. Matrix doesn't even give any details of the owners or even tenants from our domain. We literally start from zero. So we have to, we created Google Form. That by that way we achieved 93.5. After that we transition over to iCast and we all stayed at the guardhouse collecting each and everyone's data to put into the system, including the owner's details, the tenants and everyone. So now we have about 95.6 owners data into our system. And we are also proud to mention that we are one of the RE with higher surplus in the account as well. So thank you everyone for that. Okay, so talking about the challenges that we faced, okay, when we took over, the first one is limited maintenance on the properties. Actually, not some areas, almost all the areas was neglected by the MBS and by Matrix. MBS, whenever we try to complain, okay, they'll just do a single thing. After that, they won't even bother about that. And the second resident make a complaint, they'll address, for example, okay, a light has burned out, okay, they'll just simply replace a single bulb or trim a single tree. And the second thing is light and maintenance of common areas, including the playgrounds, the guard houses, either not functioning or has been taken off. The third one, the most important thing, the barrier gates were not functioning at all. And no lightning arresters and wiring was installed. So whenever there's a lightning or heavy rain, everything will go down because there was no lightning. And whenever there's a single lightning or thunder, everything will go down. Okay, and then the next one was there was no SOP for the guards and no supervision was in place. When we took over, there were only like one shift or one guard was available during that time, and then he wasn't even checking, the barriers were not up, everyone was going in, there was no point of the guards being there. Matrix simply just put a guy for the sake of doing that. They just don't want to take responsibility of, because we are not strata, so they are not taking responsibility to handle our domain until the RA is formed. The next thing is unkept landscape and cleanliness. I know, okay, everyone of you know what was the condition of our neighborhood before we took over. And no proper entry and exit system. Okay, there was a system before this, it was called iNeighbor. It was not an entry or exit system, it was just a visitor management system. So only visitors can register and the guards will be calling to verify. There was no data in the guard house about the owners, the tenants, or anything about that. So whoever registered with Matrix, whoever bought a property with Matrix, they'll register in their own system, and then the system would work. It doesn't work properly. We couldn't identify who's the member, who's the owner and everything. And this iNeighbor thing wasn't even integrated into the owner's database, not integrated into the billing. It was a totally separate system. They were running totally separate system within the guard house. There was a separate system for visitor, for the entry. There was a separate one for entry. There's a separate one for blue alarm system. There's another half-baked intercom system. Everything was not integrated and most of it were broken. And then the last one was no RA was formed, denied by ROS, just like what Prasan has mentioned. And we did an environment audit as well in 2022. So during that time we found a lot of issues, for example, broken lamps, and then the DP was broken, it was full of lizards, and then mouse droppings, the water feature, the pond, the fountain wasn't working, a lot of things. These are the environment audit. Actually, we talked about this in the previous EGM as well. So these are all the pictures. So as you can see, it was in really bad condition. We did rectify almost, I think everything. We have rectified everything now, and now currently everything is in order. So next, I pass the mic to Pastor.
Thank you, Mother. So there were targets that were in place in October 2023. It's the exact same slide that we showed to those who attended, and it was also part of the minutes. These are the main targets, as you can see. 70% collection, signages that are supposed to be in place, to have occupancy record, a better entry and exit system, and to also have enhancements. The stages to this sustainable target was the budget, having a budget approved, constructing the budget first of all. So when we took over from Metrics, basically we took over the budget that they had in place, right, not knowing what would come forward. However, in October 2023, we did present the budget. At the same time, we had our banking matters that were supposed to be constituted. As you can see, taking over from Metrics itself, having an audit done, having office, having a staff, having to key in data, having all utilities under the RA, as well as having a security and landscape tender in order to hire these two vendors. So, just to let you know, all of this has been done, completed, and it is all in place. Collection now, it's about 75%. Signages are in place. Occupancy record is through the iCare system. Vehicles within the premise, including number of packs that are probably there within the premise as well, number of cars that go in, number of cars that go out in a day, including having our office set up. Now we do not need to have meetings in Coffee Bean anymore. So meetings can take place within the office itself, and these main targets have been achieved. So now we're just going to go very fast onto what other stuff that were accomplished during these 2 years, and what will the new incoming committee should be expecting that what will be passed over to them. Yeah. So in handover and administration. So what was done is, of course, as we mentioned, first 3-4 things that has been mentioned right there. All documentation now are on cloud. They do not require, we don't require any forms anymore. We have got data and access within the system itself. Right, we have set up all the utilities under the RA. We have got a staff of ours, Divya, who is here. Divya, probably you can stand up, show yourself to also account for her as well. Moving in a little into security, as you can see, we have engaged new security company, not very new now. We engaged back in 2023, and we took over from RLKP. RLKP was under the purview of Metrics at that particular point of time. There was an open tender exercise. If I'm not mistaken, if I can recall, there were probably about 8 to 10 companies that were interviewed in the tempat, and we hired JK Security, and from then on we discussed about SOPs, those were implemented. At the same time, for candidates of the new incoming committee, it is quite important to be present at the guardhouse yourself. Right, to also have an insight about the number of cars that come in and go out in a day. You'll be surprised. It can go up to about 600 to 700 entries on a weekday, and probably about 1,200, 1,300 entries on the weekend. In and out. The system is there to show and to prove what I just said. Right, so now we have got 3 guards per shift, right? 3 in the day and 3 at night. I would have to thank the owners from the security company for flying down directly to Nepal themselves and getting the guards just for resort homes, right? So what is the strategy on security? We get to know registration of residents, the ANPR, that means the number plate recognition system is in place. As you can see now, Sendayan, there are probably 2 or 3 others are also now into number plate recognition, right? Now there are CCTVs that are installed within common area at registration as well, in which if there is an incident that may happen, there will be proof force shown to the cops. Within the roundabout, that means after the guardhouse, there is a pole with 4 CCTV cameras installed there as well. So those CCTV cameras are to actually project to the cars that go in and out of the other 3 barricades within the premise, right? And the barricades that we have in totality are 10. So there's a lot of maintenance of the barricades itself. But the new committee that would come in probably may look into the expenses of this. As what we mentioned in October 2023, the inner barricades, 6 inner barricades, yes, they are part of the SMP, part of the DMC when we bought the house. But they do cost quite a bit when it comes to maintenance. The front 4, it's a necessary, we need to have that. But the inner, it may cost quite a bit. However, after checking with a few of our legal advisors, that may require probably a 3/4 of a majority to agree that this 6 barricades to be removed, if ever the new incoming committee would like to have that in place. Yeah, because they, like I said, they do take up quite a bit of a cost. Each time somebody hits the barricade, yes, with CCTV footage, we go back to the person who hits it and the owner take responsibility. Sometimes that money to come in takes ages. Some don't even, most of them actually don't even pay for it. Right, we'll be very honest. It's quite a hassle to get back money from them when they hit barricades. So we end up spending about, after reviewing all the vendors that we have probably used, the cheapest we can get is about 450 ringgit per barricade each time it's been hit. So that's on security. A little bit on landscape, which will be spoken by Brian from Crescenta.
Okay, morning. This is Brian here. So I continue to update about our landscape. Okay, so for landscape, as Prasan mentioned just now, we have tender for 2 landscaper before. Okay, and so we have conducted the tree trimming and pruning. So far for the tree right now looks good, and we planted new trees and plants at the roundabout side or somewhere around the roundabout side and the guardhouse area. Okay, and we enhanced trees within the. Okay. We reduced the cost of landscaping fees by 85%, okay, from the first vendor, okay, and we hire the roving vendor direct to save the cost. because the previous landscaper they using their own developing method, so the fees is a bit higher. So now we reduce it. Okay, so next to the next is about pest control. So for the pest control, we have twice in a month for the performs and remove the huge effect areas and assist JPNN to removing the beehives. Okay, and lighting improvement. We have brightened up the entrance and surrounding areas at the guardhouse and installed the street lights at the entrance. We instead 63 ground lights within the common area and add on the wiring. Okay, and terminated some unused wires. Replenish TV box within the common area that was in the mess. Fog light installed at the guardhouse and the dark premise. And for the safety measure, we have implemented the eye care system as mentioned just now, and installed the bullet at the guardhouse area and around about the barrier area. Okay, and the lighting within vicinity and better sign. Getting caught to come in period and patrol by guard. And we have removed the stray dog from the premise. So no more stray dog in our taman now. Maybe sometimes have some, but not much now. And facing and for the motor vehicle, we have used the face recognition for the entries. Okay. So the last part for my update is about the guardhouse enhancement to improve the external structure of guardhouse and adjust the CCTV position for the better monitoring accessibility. So we have added on some CCTV camera around the guardhouse and fix the leaks in the guardhouse because we have the water leaking issue at the guardhouse before. So we have fixed it and add the lighting to the barrier lamps, install the lighting arrestor. So previously we always have the issue of the barrier is up. It's because the lighting issue caused. So we have add on the lighting arrestor, and we have improved the wiring and racking at the guardhouse. So at the guardhouse previously lack of racking. So we have add on and painting the tar and tiling done to avoid the incident because the guardhouse area when you walk through is quite slippery. So we have add on the tiles and we have go on for the fountain function. Okay. So before that we have stopped for some time for the fountain function. So now turn on back already on time. Okay, so that's all for my update. Next is Rhra.
So in terms of the admin office setup, we had to place it in a location that it will not affect residents. Therefore, it is at the very corner, just right on the 11 o'clock of the guardhouse if you're facing outwards. It's just above, oversighting Ellison, the first row of Ellison at the very corner. Yeah, so it's a bit secluded because we would not want it to affect anybody's, any of the houses, any of the sites and so on. Yeah. As you know, we have introduced DVR to everybody. She performs certain SOPs, just calling for payment, anyone who defaults, remind. There are a lot of assets within the office itself. They have chairs, tables, and so on, whatever that you need within an office. And as we mentioned earlier, there's cloud filing. Signage installation, we shall give recognition to Mr. Khan. He's not here with us today. Khan Wee Peng is from Crescenta. He took up a lot of his time to get signages installed. As you can see, basically from the barricades all the way up to the signages within the premise after the guardhouse, it's all what he managed to do within the RA. Yeah. In terms of financial and accounts management, so this was being done on a monthly basis. Just to let all of you know now, we have hired an accountant that charges us around 450 ringgit for quarterly accounts. Yeah, so it's about 100 plus ringgit per month. 450 for quarterly, yeah. So basically, his job is to make sure that the bank reconciliations are done in proper, right? Because it's 664 units. We have increased maintenance fee collection from 45% to 75%, as at today it's 75%. During our term, it was up and down, 45, 55, and it goes down, it comes up here and there. Being new, I mean, when you are new, this sort of things can happen. Yeah. Now we are at about 75, estimate. The good thing is that we now have a good surplus. Let me just see, as we speak today, we are at 419,000 within our maintenance funds. 419. Yeah. Of course, it's quite a huge surplus. And as mentioned earlier by Madan, is actually the highest within Sendai, 400 plus thousand. And at it can be something that is good, but it's also something quite worrying as well. Yeah, we don't need that much of a surplus. Out of the 400 plus, we like to mention that about 150K, I think, came in from metrics in terms of the excess card deposits. So, however, this is from scratch. To reach 400K is basically from scratch. A lot of enforcement that was done within amongst us today. Probably we have had arguments at the guardhouse before. Nothing personal. If we never had an RA, we are all just neighbors. There's no committee and there's no president kind of a thing. It's just voluntary that we just took it up to set up the targets and what we need to do. Yeah, so all the arguments that we had in the guardhouse or out of the guardhouse, it's just for the common goal. It's just for resort homes, that's about it, nothing else. There are some installment plans in place for those with the huge sums of default, right? As you can see, for those who would have not paid, they can attend, but just not allowed to vote. It's part of the constitution that we can't really go against. There were a few fines that were collected. Some of them hit the bollards, some of them hit the barricades. Very minimum, we have to say very minimum. Not all were collected. It's quite difficult to collect from them, especially when it's visitors, and then we have to go to the owners to get the collection done. When it's not done, it goes into the system that they are now in default. The fine now becomes a liability under default. Yeah. The annual budget, which we will present to you later, doesn't need adoption, but it will be presented that it has been reduced by 21%. So after formation, or I would say during formation, when we looked at the initial budget that was laid out, I think we presented something at 60. So yeah, so basically when we were at during the formation itself, the expenses was coming up to almost about 60 plus K. It will be presented to you after this. This was what we initially thought. Yes, I would say we have manpower in place. We have got a lot of things that we wanted to do. As you can all see, that there were some things that were needed to be done by using funds. I think our major project was the lighting, which is to rewire from outside the guardhouse all the way up to Lunaria's and there's a common area that Lunaria and Animus share. It's like a gazebo area, kind of a thing with trees and so on. So all that wiring, I think if I'm not mistaken, was total of 60 plus ground lights that were not working, and wires that were probably up to about a kilometer plus, 1.2, 1.3 kilometers had to be purchased. So that was the highest. After reviewing contractors' pricing, we managed to get that up to about 20 plus K. That was mostly the most major, right? Even the maintenance office was not that much. Thanks to Dato' Sulaiman, we managed to only get the contractor to come up with 18,000 to do the management office, right? Now, what are we going to be passing on to the new set of committee? We understand, we know some of your children may be using the futsal and basketball court. We acknowledge that it is not in a good condition, but we have seen quotations and the repair cost for it is quite a bit. However, through MBS, that can be sorted. So Dato' Sulaiman have actually given a letter already to MBS in which they have said that the budget will be allocated for resort homes onto the futsal and basketball court. Yeah, so MBS will do the replenishing and the reinstatement of the condition of the court itself. Someone hit the resort home signage. It was somewhere at night. As you can see, the S is now misplaced and the Hijayatu is collapsed. Now we couldn't touch it, and we don't want to touch it is because we are claiming the insurance from the person who actually hit. So that was going to be passed on to the new committee as well. Just to mention to everybody and to minute it down that the strip lighting, as you can see, which is within our tree. So one thing that was good, it looked very nice for the first 2-3 weeks. And then we forgot that the trees actually grow. So when it got bigger, the strip lights were coming out. Yeah, but anyways, it is under warranty. The contractor will replenish within its due time. Yeah. We have a motion. We have got 2 motions today. One by Mr. Rhra and one by myself. And in my motion, I've stated that we would like to place in a fixed deposit since we've got excess of funds. Now, when we hired the second landscaper, they are known as Icon Hygiene Rhra. Of course, we reduced cost from 18,750 to 10,000 ringgit. It is quite a huge cost that, as what Brian mentioned, 80+% that was reduced. However, in terms of performance, from our perspective, we have actually failed them. We have told them that you have actually failed your provision. In writing, they understand that they have failed. However, this has to be managed now by the new incoming committee since we are very close to the AGM. Yeah. So we're very clear. I think what Kelly also mentioned that on the Constitution section and so on. Just to recap and inform everybody, the Constitution, even though it was not submitted within the 60-day period, which is, it's called as a peruntukan akta di bawah perundangan ROS. Even though it wasn't submitted, it is still a gazetted constitution by the floor. So Dato' Sulaiman and myself, we went over to ROS before doing this AGM. And when we found out that due to whatever reason that it was not submitted, that is still a constitution that enforces our RA. So what RS has mentioned to us is that we have to get it endorsed again in an EGM or AGM. Actually, they asked us to have an EGM, get it endorsed, and resubmit it. It's a rule that they have, and we can't really go against it. But since we were close to AGM, we decided to just hold it back, do the AGM, get it re-endorsed, and submit it. I remember during the EGM last year, we had quite a number of people who stood up and gave their thoughts about the Constitution. We thank all of them actually, very relative thoughts. Everything was related to making the Constitution easier for any RA to manage in the future. With that, we got all the amendments in place, and unfortunately, due to certain, like I said, whatever reason that it can be, it was not submitted. But however, it is an approved constitution because the floor of the AGM or an EGM is the strongest. ROS is an endorsement platform only. Yeah, as long that we are within the rules of ROS, they are just an endorsement platform. Right. Okay. Thank you for all your support in these 2 years that has got us to do what we had needed to be done. And again, if we have not done something that may be in your favor, we apologize. No personal grievances or grudges. Yeah. However, now the new committee that shall take into force shall come in for 2025 all the way up to 2027 as per the Constitution itself. Now we move on to the agenda. As you know, these are the agendas of the meeting. Let's try to wrap it up within an hour or so, if it's possible. So, in terms of establishment of quorum, as I mentioned earlier, we've got a total of 48 voters here today. The chairperson has given a speech. We have shown you the community developments and key improvements. From now on, we move on to the first agenda, which is the adoption of the AGM minutes. Now, it's minutes. It's not a progress thought or a progress discussion whether this was done or it was not done. No, it's just minutes. We just seek an approval to adopt the minutes. However, if you have mentioned something that is not captured right in the minutes, then we may say it out for us to do a check, and if necessary, an amendment to it. Or if you have said something, but it was not captured in the minutes, and if you do remember, then do say it out as well. Again, we will check the recording, and if there's a need for amendment, the amendment will be done. So in terms of AGM minutes, I believe you have all received the copies. Can we have an approval? Just a proposer and a seconder will do. So if you show your voting card, say out your unit number, we will use that in our minutes. A proposer and a seconder will do, and if you have got anything to amend in the minutes itself, please do let us know. Anybody?
Propose 943.
Yes, sir.
Propose 943.
943 proposes, seconded by 445 seconds. Thank you. Now we go on to the EGM minutes, the one that was held in October 2023, can we have an adoption for it, or if there is a need for anybody to do any ratification, you may stand and make your statement tonight. If not, can we have a proposer and seconder as well?
Proposal 788.
Yes, sir.
788.
788 proposers. Second.
943.
943 seconds. Thank you. Right. We now have the 2023 and 2024 audited report that has been done. I believe all of you have received copies of the report, and I'm just going to show it to you again on the slides. Mr. Pupalan, unfortunately, he is not here with us today. However, the audited accounts has been vetted, has been signed by the 3 office bearers that are still around. And if you have got any questions to the audited accounts, you may kindly come up to the mic and say it out, and we'll try to address as much as we can. So these are the assets that we have in place. The cabin, the CCTV, this is laid out by the auditor. Now the receivables are at 100. This is for 2023, yeah, by the way, not as current. So the total assets that we have in place is 388K as at 31st December 2023. That's what we mentioned. Oh, sorry, I think I quoted 150,000 earlier for metrics. It's actually 137,569. Yeah, so the payables as at note 5 would be the security and landscape. In totality, the surplus from the operations in 2023 was at 159,710, in which we have got deposits with Science, the water meter utility company. Cash in hand was at that particular amount, 235 as at 31st December. And the deposits, as you can see, the payables that I mentioned earlier was 89,728. So there were admin charges at the particular point of time for the year. We've got landscape at 56,000. Now this landscape is all the tree pruning and the enhancements. As you can see, we had 20 plus palm trees that were installed from the guardhouse onwards all the way up to inside. I remember the quotation that we received was 240 ringgit per palm tree. It's a very small, tiny one. It's grown over the time. Looks pretty nice now. So those were basically purchased. We purchased it to the landscaper. Her name was Shamba Bhatma. Dhiren Enterprise. Dhiren Enterprise was the landscape company, and we purchased it through them. And if you notice the 8 palm trees, so the palm trees that are within the guardhouse itself, those are foxtail palm trees, and then there are another 8 more, which is 8 more palm trees. Those are the date palm trees, DETE, date palm trees. Those were purchased through Dhiren Enterprise as well, at a fee of about 3,000 ringgit per tree. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 3,000 ringgit per tree, and that was basically ordered from Thailand. So she got up the transport to Thailand to bring those trees down. And I think you could probably see those palm trees. The date palm trees are not easily available in Sindaya. We are the only ones that actually have it. Yeah. It gives a different look to it. As you can see, security guard fees, the security system itself of iCare. So when we purchased iCare, there was a initial fee that we had to pay for all the installation of the equipments. which included the ANPR system itself. Now, there was an option for us to also install the ANPR system after the guardhouse, after the main guardhouse. That means the other 3 premises. Now, that itself was an additional 15, 16K. 30K, sorry, 30K. So 30K was an additional to it, extra 10,000 per premise. So we decided not to, just in case if you have that thought that why didn't we install the ANPR at the other side as well. So what we did was we installed floodlights that look like S2's ANPR, but this is actually for visitors to know that, not to enter the wrong premise, or even companies like Grab or Food Panda and so on. So after then on, the iCare system now we pay $799 a month, $899 a month, basically of the data, having all of our data in place, having the vehicle management system managed as well, yeah, and including the payment gateway. Yes. So what happens in the payment gateway is that when you pay through the iCare deposits the money into the RS account about 48 to 72 hours. And it deducts a certain fee, which is pretty minimal because we pay through the account. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we save a lot of hassle. Back in 2023, we had to issue receipts, some didn't receive their receipts, some had to, practically request for receipts, sometimes they lose their receipt and so on. There's a lot of data that had to be kept. And they were all not really in the cloud. Yeah, and a lot of administration work that had to be done. Therefore, when with iCares, when you pay, and why we emphasize to pay through the iCare itself, is because there's a lot of track record in it. It's transparent, and when you make payment through the iCare, it's easy. We do not need additional manpower work. The system takes care of it. Yeah. Repair maintenance, there was some repair maintenance done, 25,948, that was done as far as I can remember. I can spell out to you, but in terms of the exact amount, in terms of the ledger itself, the auditor is not here, otherwise I could present that as well. However, when the new incoming committee comes in, we will inform them that the ledgers to be placed out in the iCares app for everybody to see. Yeah. What we have is the audited accounts, the ledgers can be in place in the iCares app. I can give you that commitment that Mr. Pupalan will do so. Yeah. Okay. So the surplus from the operation itself in 2023 was at 159,710. Now we move on to 2024, in which it's pretty much the same things that were mentioned in terms of assets. So extra CCTVs were in place in 2024, hence the difference. And then we have got receivables of maintenance fees, members fund, cash deposit that was still in place. As you can see, the surplus in 2024 was quite a bit because in 2023 we only started invoicing in June. Therefore, half of it is compared to 2024. Yeah. And then we've got the surplus from the operations that in 2024 was registered at 333,241. And the deposits that are in place, and therefore that's the reason why we have got about 420,000 in our account as actually. Yeah. One thing I would like to spell out that was not captured was EPF and SOXO in this. So as you can see, admin salary, and then there was EPF and SOXO that was not captured in which we only registered it somewhere where? November, December? October. It was captured, basically registered in October. EPF and SOCSO, and we started contribution somewhere in November. I have spelled this out to the auditor himself that this should be part of the audit. So we'll minute it down today that this should be part and will come up in as an amendment in 2025's audit. Repair and maintenance gradually, of course, higher, as we mentioned. We have seen what was done, all needed funds. For all the jobs, you need funds to do so, but just to let you know, the highest was the lighting installation. To reinstate all the wiring, all the ground lights, and all the lighting. Yeah. So with this, we have got the 2023 and 2024 audit presented to you. Is there any questions on the audit itself? Yes, sir. Okay, first of all, can I get your unit number, please? 941. 941, thank you. Okay, in terms of internal audit, not really, it's an external auditor that does it. Internal audit, so far, none. We don't have it, but it's a good proposal. If you have it, then maybe we can inform the incoming committee to get this in place. Great, thank you for that advice. We'll minute that down and put that in place for the incoming committee to take on. Thank you. Any other questions on the audit? Okay, if there's none, can we have an adoption for the audit, please, then? For the audited accounts. Just a proposal and a seconder will do. 869 to propose both audits here, 2023 and 2024. 869 proposed, 239 seconds. Thank you. Now we have got a future budget planning that is also in place. Now as you can see my screen here, total 664 units. These are the current charges of all proceeds. This is the income if 100% collection. Yeah. 81,760. So this is, on the left, as you can see here, is 2023, 2024, and what has been reduced is in 2025. Okay. CCTV maintenance was at about 1,200 ringgit, is down now to 500. So reduced by 700. And then we have got gardening and landscape, which was at about 19,000, 18,750 to be exact, but we presented 19 the last EGM. It is down now to 10K. Visitor management system was projected at 2,000, of course, because at that particular point of time, a lot of equipment was needed to be installed as well. Therefore, a higher budget was probably needed. Now since we have got it all in place, we only pay for the monthly subscription, as I mentioned earlier, of 899. Intercom repair and maintenance, 400 ringgit. How many of you have got your intercom still working? Any of you here having your intercom that is still working? I mean, for the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Only 70s, right? Only 70s, yeah. No, right? Yeah. So no maintenance needed, because it's not working. We can't do much about that. It was installed by the developer themselves, and we don't really have access to go into everybody's house and get them repaired. It's all concealed. We have looked at all avenues for it already, but nothing much can be done. Accounting software, we don't need it anymore, since iCare's full subscription is inclusive of an accounting software. Barricade maintenance, as we mentioned, it was pretty high in the past. What Brian told earlier for lightning, we installed the lightning arrestor up in the guardhouse for an amount of 4,500 ringgit. Now this lightning arrestor is the sole reason why we don't have downtime on our main barricades. We have lessened down, we have reduced the downtime on the barricades now because of the lightning arrestor. So the lightning arrestor is installed up on the guardhouse. There is copper tapes that go all the way down to a chamber that is buried with a reading of 0.5 ohms at any given time. Now, under the Suruhanjaya Tenaga ruling, any chamber that is installed via a lightning arrestor, and if there's copper tapes in place, the reading must always be below 0.5 ohms in order to arrest lightning strikes, and to have it basically grounded into a chamber. Yeah. So sometimes we do get the vendor who comes and installs the lights and so on. So basically the guy who installed the lights around the vicinity is the same guy who did the lightning arrestor. The same company. So when they come and install the lights, they'll also do a reading with their own tester, just to see whether it is in place or not. Therefore, the reduction in the barricade maintenance now. Security has been maintained. Pest control, we projected it as 1,001, but we are at about 800 a month. Have you guys heard of Symphonet? For those early comers in Sendayan, Symphonet was the one that was used initially in the entire Sendayan for Wi-Fi and telecommunication purposes. So now we have switched it to Unify and reduced by about 700 ringgit a month. We projected 3,200 ringgit for staff, but we never used it until we got lovely Divya here with us. Divya came in September 2024. We will not disclose the salary, but this is the budget that we have, which includes EPF and SOXO. General maintenance and repair, basically, it can vary. We put it out, we project it as, this is monthly, but we project it as a yearly thing. So about 72,000 in a year for 2024 and so on. We project it to be 60,000 for 2025. Again, it's a forecast. It may happen, it may not happen. It all depends on in terms of management itself. Now, if, example, the guardhouse collapses, 5,000 a month or 60,000 a year may not be enough for general maintenance, right? But of course, we don't hope so. Nevertheless, it's just a forecast from experience, and from what we have been managing, we expect it to be somewhat about 5,000 ringgit a month. Anyways, for the past 3 to 4 months, we have not really done much in terms of maintenance. We don't know what to do already. Maybe there's some ideas that you can probably give for the new incoming committee if there's any announcement that needs to be done. Yeah. Signages, if there's a need to replenish, about 50 ringgit a month. As what Brian mentioned earlier, we now have our own, we hire a new Rhra company that does our waste collection for about 1,000 ringgit a month. This is at maximum. This is really at maximum. We usually spend about 580 to 700 ringgit a month. Yeah, for Rhra. However, with the support from the guards and the landscapers, we have managed to not allow residents to dump their rubbish in the Rhra. Yes, some of them do, but now that's not happening anymore. Because the more rubbish in the Rhra, then the more the trips and more cost that needs to be forked out. Okay, postage and stationery, basically nothing now. We used to, when we first took over, to know everybody, we handed out invoices in a hard copy form to spell out to everybody that this is our account number, you can pay through here, there was QR codes and all that stuff. They were all hard copies. Now, since we have WhatsApp groups, nevertheless, we do just put out about 30 ringgit in a month for postage and stationery. Audit fees, what was approved in the EGM was 5,000 ringgit of a budget. However, we managed to do for 3,500 per financial year. And therefore, we spent only 7,000 for 2 years of an audit. Yeah. Of course, in consideration that the 2023 audit was actually only for a span of 6 months, but the auditors have got standard fees for it. We showed up 2 quotations in the EGM in October, and they were both from KL, and they charged, one was charging, if I'm not mistaken, 5,000 plus, another one was 7,000 plus, but we approved 5K of the budget, but we used a different auditor and not the ones that we showed in the presentation, because that was only for budget purpose, not to hire the auditor itself. So our total expenses now is about 46,582. That's what we forecast, and we can probably save up 17,000 from what we used to spend. And there's still surplus. It's quite a huge sum. If 100% collection, the surplus is 35,000 a month, which would come up to about 400k, about 400 plus. It's a huge sum. Even if you had 80% or 70% collection in the month, which we had 75 now, it'll still be about 300 plus k. So it's huge. It's probably not really needed anymore as well. So this is just to showcase to you the forecast of the budget. Yeah. And therefore now we move on to a very important agenda, which is the structure of the fees. I think all of you know that we are now at 100 for the terrace houses, and we are at about 220 for semi houses that was approved. Therefore, we have, from the committee, we have laid out 3 options. Yeah. It is at the floor. From our perspective, we laid out 3. In the EGM, we laid out 5, but we never stopped anybody from laying out their option as well. In the EGM, we had no one else proposing any other structure besides the 5 that we presented. Today we have got 3, but we are not limiting anybody to state out what are the options that you have. It will be called for vote. Before we go into these options, why are we coming up with this? We don't need that much to run the Rhra now. We have got enough of cash that should go into the fixed deposits if approved by the floor. Maintenance is now at security, landscape, and some other general maintenance. We have laid out the lightning arresters, we have done the rewiring, we have put up the landscape lights. Unless you want to have more landscape, then it's a different story. However, we don't need much now. We are not a strata building where we require a genset or we require to do certain certification on a yearly basis, where we have to pay for assessments for the guardhouse or any other incomes. No, we don't have any of that. It's strictly and very basic security, landscape, utilities, staff, VMS system, that's it. From what we have seen over these past 2 years, 40 plus is enough. With 40 plus, collection, even though it's now at 75, we believe we can still improve. To go to 80, I think it should not be a problem. People are already actually paying up. In December, just to let you know, when we did the enforcement, in December we registered 200,000 in December itself. Only December, which is basically 300% of our collection. So with enforcement comes pain. Yeah? But of course we all have to stand at the guardhouse, yeah, to get money. It's not our money, by the way, it belongs to every one of you. Yeah. We're just entrusted to do it. There is differences between the semi and terrace houses. Therefore, option 2 and option 3 is laid out. Some may ask, what are the differences? Why do we have a difference? If you want to register a formula for this, it's not going to happen. We have tried all avenues. There is no direct formula for this. We just have a very simple technique for it. That the vicinity of the housing areas of the CMD is substantial compared to the number of houses within that premise. We are 86.4 acres, by the way, and I think our CMDs itself take up about 20 plus acres. Yeah, Lunaria takes up the biggest, of course, with the lake, and Crescenta takes up one of the smallest, actually. So if you want to compare 4 premise, 4 precincts, it's not going to happen. It may never happen. There will never be a formula. In strata, it's called a Cypher's formula, where the size of your house relates to your parcel size, as well as your accessory parcel, which is your car parks and so on, and then you develop a formula from there. It's straightforward in strata. It's not here. We have 4 precincts in which Dato, Sulaiman and myself went over to ROS asking ROS, can all 4 manage themselves? Let all 4 decide on what rate they would like to have. We were told we can't. Because in one premise by right, you can only have 1 RA. Ours is a little special, by the way, we have got 2. The other RA has got about 17, 18 members within themselves. Hence the 95.6% data collection only. Yeah, so we have got about 6. The majority is still with our RA, of course, 620 plus. And there's some which are still with that. So, I don't mean to bore you, but this is the essential information that you need before you cast your vote on this. That we're not going to have a formula. We may debate up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not going to happen. We tried it in October's EGM. We ourselves have got disagreements within the committee to come up with these options, to be very honest. But it's a healthy discussion only. So we have laid out these 3 options. Have any of you got any other options in place? The 100 is for equal for everybody. Option 2 is 110 for the 70s, 90 for terrace houses. Option 3 is 120 for 70s and 80 for terrace houses. Based on 80% collection, if it's option 1, we would be having a surplus of about 53,000, which is enough. Like we mentioned, is enough. 46 is at the max that we should go. So this is still a surplus of 7,000 extra. 49, basically 50,000 for option 2, which is also more than enough. And option 3 is 120.80, but it's just about that. If you have got any other options, you can lay it out to us, no problem. But we believe that the 70s now should or maybe don't really need to pay 220. Because the cost of our maintenance now is not that much. Yeah. Any other options from the floor? Okay. Since I don't get anyone, we will now call for vote then, based on these three options. Okay? For those with the voting cards, we will need to count them, so please do lay it up high in the air, and we will do the vote count based on the voting process. So option 1, which is 100 equal, everybody, please do have your hands raised in the air. Please lay it out fast because I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 29. Correct?
No, hang on a second. Joe, Jaya, you have more than that. Raise all, because they need to count.
Ah.
All. Yeah, including proxy. Including proxy.
Gary knows your voting card, Joe. 33? 33 votes. Okay, 33 votes for this. Good. So this is equal, right? Now we have got 110 versus 90, and it's 110 for semis, 90 for terrace houses. So reduction for terrace houses by 10 ringgit. What offense?
Hang on a second. This now was not 100, right?
100.
You wanted to count all.
No, I wanted 100.
Oh no, because you said to everyone to raise. Those who have the proxy.
I think he mentioned 100.
I mentioned option 1.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You wanted to you want to read now?
Sorry. Because I thought you said all.
For this particular vote. Or
Just to clear this, 260. If I voted for option 1, I should not vote for other options.
no,
It should be mutually exclusive.
no. You can vote as many
That's
as much as you
duplication.
want.
It's duplication.
No, it's not duplication.
Duplication.
Okay, now I'll take your thing that you've mentioned, 260, on vote exclusivity.
It should be mutually exclusive.
No, you can't.
I cannot vote for all the political parties.
You can. You can vote, if you want to vote for 110, you want to vote for 100, you can. It's okay. We don't need to debate about it.
Can we have a vote for that first before we
No.
start?
There's no vote needed, my
No,
friend.
it should be mutually
No,
exclusive.
no,
Come
okay,
on.
look, Rhra, look. There's no vote needed for this. I can tell you, there's no voting exclusivity rights in it. Trust me, okay? You're not voting for UMNO or PN or whatsoever, we are voting for this. Not, okay, by the way, I'm quoting you, it's minuted. If I quote you wrongly, please do have a complaint to RS. I'll be more than RS will know.
Yeah, let it. It's okay. No, but it's okay. He won't be let it.
First, before we start the voting,
Yeah.
Alright.
Just satisfy it.
After discussion with the committee, we will take that consideration then. If you wish to, we'll have that vote done first. If you are given a vote to just exclusively vote only once, or you may vote as many times as you want. Okay? So we're going to vote on that agenda first, yeah? This agenda first. If you're given the exclusivity to only vote once, or to vote for numerous times. But if we're going to do that, then we will require you to get your voting cards for those who vote, if only once. Okay? So for those who agree to vote only once, please raise your cards, please. Only to vote once. That means you're only allowed to vote once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fel, again, please, I'm counting a bit extra. I'm getting 31, correct?
32. I just
Oh,
Okay, 32.
something like that.
No, it can't be 32. I think it's less than that. It's less than that.
No, no, it is there. I counted. Yeah, 32. Thank you.
32, correct.
32. So 32 votes on exclusivity.
Recollect, yes.
Okay. Now, we would need, for those who would like to vote numerous times. If you wish to vote numerous times, please put your hands up in the air.
I got
Eight.
one eight, including you one eight.
All right. So we'll do exclusive votings for this. Thank you for the proposal, even though I didn't agree for it, but after getting a quick discussion with the committee, we have agreed to it. Okay. Now, when you vote for the option, please do hand over your cards to us. We have got three beautiful ladies who are at the top. They will collect the cards from you, and we will give it back to you right after that. Okay. So for option one, we'll do a recount again. Yeah. So for option one, votes for 100 and 100. Okay, we need the cards. So just hand over the cards, we will count them ourselves. Whoever wish to have it, just have it up in the air. Fisher. Is there one more? One more. Can you just do a recount, please? Just do a recount, just to make sure. 27. 27. 110 to 90 is the second option, which is 110 for semi, 90 for the terrace houses. For those who wish to have this in your agreement, please raise your voting cards for the ladies to collect.
Going once, going twice.
None, okay, good. Why vote for 90 when you got 80 in the option, right? Okay. 120 for semi and 80 for the terrace houses. Who wish to vote for this? Dato'?
It's okay, we are rich.
Every month you add 20 ringgit.
It's okay, we are richer than Sandy. We can afford.
Count please.
I know, but it's only the poor people. They're good.
It's okay, you're my friend.
Just double confirm again, please.
Triple confirm is okay.
48.
So that means, was my number wrong in terms of the amount of votes that we have?
No, the registration.
Oh, the registration that was done.
Yeah,
Additional another 5 after 90.
yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
announced that.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I announced at 49, I take the full responsibility of it. Actually 55 votes.
Joker.
What?
You mentioned 48 just now.
Yes.
Many
Hold on,
times
hold on,
you
hold
repeated
on.
48.
Hold on, are you calling me a joker?
Yeah, no, this is a
No, hold on. Are you calling me a joker? That's what you're saying?
this is a joker here.
No, this is a joke.
Yo, you
This,
said it's
no,
48.
if this is a joke, it's
Sorry,
a different
you
thing.
mentioned 48.
Hold on.
many times.
No. You take back
No,
your
you should
statement.
confirm your
back.
figure
Please
first.
confirm your figure first.
Take back your statement.
No.
Take
It's a
back your
joke.
statement. You have got no legal rights to call me a joker. I'm not your
I
puppet
didn't
here.
mention your name.
Hold on, I'm not a puppet here. You've got no legal
Don't
rights to
fight
call me
argue
a
lah. Don't fight
joker.
argue.
My friend,
Please
alright?
proceed. Please proceed.
Please behave. We are all neighbors in the beach. Seriously.
They are educated.
Seriously.
That's because they lose their from.
Crazy. Anyways, there's always dark spots within the whiteboard, right? So it's okay. We have got 28 votes performed on 120 versus 80, and therefore this would now be the fee structure, in which 58,000 would be as a 100% collection, if we collect 100%, and based on 80%, 46,400, which is about enough to manage. So for semis, it's reduced by 100 ringgit, which drops down to about 100%. Sorry, 50%. And for for the terrace houses, it's dropped down by 20%. So 50% and 20%. Right? And therefore the new fee structure shall take into place and enforced in April. The next invoice that you will receive will be the new fee. Yeah? Thank you for your votes. Very small margin. Yeah, and we shall now move on to the next agenda.
We have the list there, so either one of them can come and verify that. See the transparency. Iwan, bring the list. Whoever registered. No, it's okay. We just be transparent with them. Show them the list.
Macam pandai.
Yeah, so 55 registered and all votes was casted on this particular agenda. Maybe I may be a bit funny to some people, so I'm probably called a joker. Okay, we can move on to the next agenda. which is the constitutional amendments. So as we mentioned earlier, that the constitution that was approved in the last EGM is a gazetted document for the RA. The amendments were made, but due to some technical aspects or for again whatever reason that the acting president has announced earlier, it was not sent. But it is a gazetted document. We have Dr. Sulaiman and myself went over to ROS. We got this verified, stating that that document still takes into place. It is still that document that is enforced because the House or the floor ruled it. Yeah. However, we needed to do an EGM at that particular point of time when we went to ROS. This was about 6 to 8 months ago. In which it will be cost, payment for the hall and whatsoever, all that stuff, just to get this approved again. So we decided to hold it back, and we will get an AGM done in which the AGM shall give the approval for the constitution that was approved the last time, for it now to be resent to ROS alongside with this minutes of meeting to be endorsed. Only to be endorsed. ROS is an endorsement platform solely. Okay. The constitution will now be amended with the new pricing that has just been approved. That's the reason the arrangement of the agendas was done in this way. 120 ringgit for semis and 80 ringgit for terrace houses. This will be part of the constitution as well. Yeah. So, for this particular part, all we need is a proposal and seconder, since it was already approved in the last EGM already. Oh, before that, can we give back the voting cards to everybody, please? None of you have voting cards. We'll just spare 2 minutes to give back the voting cards, and then we'll come back to this agenda again.
Blue, I think. I will ask them. 250. 445.
257. Essential. First Malaysia. 257. Yalah. First Malaysia. S2 Sarjana Pucari itu ada ini utama pun ada sebiji ada panggung semua sama 221 ada harga tak sama 615
Okay, one more green missing. One green missing. Give me blue. Oh, sorry, blue. Blue missing. Blue, yeah. That's yeah, it's my box.
729. Everybody 729.
729.
Asal sama-sama tapi cuma ekspektasi dia.
Let's try.
Macam
260. Dia nak berbual sendiri. Kalau dulu bukan kita pergi, kita semua open semua sama. So asal orang memang dibayar lebih, memang untuk bayar target. Tapi sekarang memang semua sama. Kalau cepat,
Okay, thank you. Quick one, let's try to roll out as soon as possible.
Your phone here.
Okay. 7:15 and our Muslim brothers are fasting. Let's try to wrap things up quick. Constitutional amendments. We just need a proposal and second to this. 445 proposals. Madam, are you seconding? Can I have unit number, please? 876 seconds. Thank you. Yes, sir.
first Malaysia start here. Satu Malaysia use ini start here.
Constitution. Okay. Audit. Yes, correct. That's part of the constitution, correct? Okay, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. We overlooked it. In terms of an internal auditor, for the accounts purposes, I believe, yeah, Mr. Gerald, thank you. You did propose initially that you like to propose for an internal auditor, which is fairly a very good suggestion. Therefore, we can put it to the floor today and now. If you would like to have an internal auditor that can be first appointed here today to audit the financial statements, bank reconciliations and so on from the accountant that is currently doing the accounts before it goes to an external auditor. Yeah? Is that what you're saying, sir? Thank you. You are proposing it and I will second to that. Voluntary basis. No fee. Can we have anybody from the floor who wish to propose anyone to be an internal auditor? You will need to be, firstly, yeah, if you are proposed, you need to have, if you wish to propose, you need a voting card. And if you are proposed here today as well, you require a voting card too. You need to be eligible.
No, I can't.
I second.
I have conflict of interest, right? I can't.
Internal bro.
I can't. If I want, and then I prefer a committee. I agree with the gentleman.
Alright.
But if I want, if I have to be there, I prefer a committee, not a sole person. If you have an audit, if you want me to be there, otherwise I can't because I have conflict of interest.
Then you select your committee for the internal.
Yeah,
We
select.
choose you. Then you select the
Yes, 1%. The constitution is 1%.
The constitution 1%, but I can't because this is public fund. There's a lot of issues. We have to manage it. So one person cannot manage it. The best way is we must have a committee. We must have an audit committee
Okay, by the way,
within the area. Otherwise, it won't work.
by the way, Rhra, just to inform you that the committee still manages the fund, but the auditor, the internal auditor that we're talking about here is to look into.
So I understand
the
that.
cost
The
of-
internal
I think you are
audit.
part of the.
Yeah, I understand that. So I agree with the gentleman. The constitution says very clearly we must appoint an internal auditor internally. Okay? But the problem here is we have the gentleman who signed it is not an auditor. He's a chartered accountant. So that's where the governance issue comes in, right?
Understand.
Perhaps we should have an internal auditor internally, but this is not a small association. It's more than 500 packs, more than 500 residents, public funds, and you are dealing with a lot of stakeholders. You guys are doing, a lot of stakeholder engagement, right? So one person cannot sign off or cannot monitor as an independent party. At least we need 4 to 5 because we have 4 persons. We must form a committee. then it will be independent.
So can you propose this? I'll second to that. That we should have more than one person.
Each person we have one.
Each precinct
Yeah,
have one?
I'm okay if we have 4 independent parties.
Alright.
Okay. Alright.
Then I'm okay. Otherwise,
Great.
pure conflict of interest.
Great. Okay. So you are proposing to at least to have 4, right? Can I
We
take
should
that as a
have an
proposal?
independent audit committee.
Yeah, independent audit committee of 4. I'll
Or you can call it as a task force also. I mean, it's a committee. Committee or task force.
No, because it
has to go into our constitution.
because currently in our constitution is an internal auditor.
Correct.
AN, that means only one person.
Yeah.
If you are supposed to change that, then it shall go as as
Maybe
a
we can call for an
amendment. So
motion
if you are proposing for it, then your second to it and
to
then
set
we
up
ask
an audit
If there's any
committee.
disagreements.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you propose 260, right?
Yeah, to set up an audit committee, not an independent auditor.
Okay, audit committee that shall be part of the constitution. I'll second to it, 308. Any disagreements from the floor? No? Close. Great. So we're looking for 4, right? That's what has been proposed for 4, each person from each precinct. One from each precinct. Great. Okay, so Elimus, can we have start with Elimus first? Anyone that would like to propose? We propose you from Elimus?
Okay.
Yeah? Great. You accept it?
If it is committee, then I'm okay.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so Rhra as from the Elimus precinct to be part of the audit committee. Internal audit committee, we shall call it. Ellison, anybody from Ellison? Maybe I can propose somebody. Can I propose you from Ellison? Yourself. Can I propose you from Ellison?
No, I'm not well versed with accounting.
Okay.
I'm more into law, so I leave the accounting to the experts. Thank you.
Okay. Can we have the numbers from Ellison? Can you just raise your hands with your voting cards? Can we just see who are from Ellison here? Ellison. Great. Sir? Not committee, just internal audit. Whenever you require, okay. Everybody. Okay, no problem.
So can we propose you over here?
Yourself? Would you like to be in the internal audit committee? Yeah. You're away all the time, okay, no problem.
And also, foreigners is not allowed, right? Because it says Malaysian. My husband was not allowed.
Okay, alright.
Oh, in that case, a person can propose you.
Yeah, okay, I will take it up. There's nobody. From Ellison would be myself. Anyone from, I think Rhra, we have got quite a number of you. Can we have someone from Rhra, can we just have your hands up in the air, please? Anyone from Rhra, please? Can we have a proposal from Rhra?
I propose Mr. Rajan, house number
Great.
729.
729, Mr. Rajan, great. Can you be part of the internal audit committee? You accept, yeah? Thank you very much. Excellent. Can we have someone from Crisanta? Yes, sir. You're proposing Mr. Jura. Excellent choice. Mr. Jura, okay for you, right? Great, excellent. Mr. Jura, your unit number again? 941. You got to capture that again? Did you? 941. Mr. Rajan, your unit number again is 729. Excellent. Okay.
Sorry. But the internal auditors should be independent. They shouldn't be part of any of the management.
Of course, it has to be that. Yeah, it has to be that. You can't be part of the committee. You're independent.
I haven't voted for that yet.
No, that's what it is. No, that's what it is.
Actually, for Alison, I want to retract. I'm proposing Dr. Sulaiman's name for the internal audit. It's done. Dr. Sulaiman's name. I'm retracting person's name from there.
That's okay. If your wife say anything, come on.
Let's just go on.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, we now come down to the voting process for the new management committee. As per our constitution, the office bearers are 4, which starts with the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And 4 minimum committee members. That means each from each precinct, 1 from each precinct, and a maximum of 2 from each precinct. So the minimum number to form a management committee for 2025 and 2027 is 8, and the maximum is 12. Yeah. So the office bearers shall decide who's going to be they hold what position. Yeah? We shall just propose for 8 or 12 people. So we will start off with Elimas, right? So if Elimas has, sorry. We'll start off with the number first, either 8 or 12. So if you vote for 8, then we shall have 8. If you vote for 12, then we must fill in those 12. It has to be filled. Yeah? So we will start off with the vote for numbers first. So let's start with 8. How many of you would like to have a minimum number of management committee of 8 people? Please keep into account that the quorum is 6, right, for this. Sorry, quorum is 4. If it's 8.
No.
33 votes for 8. Now for 12, how many of you would like to vote for 12?
Majority.
I've got a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the number for the next management committee shall be 8. Yeah. We'll start off first with Elimas. Elimas, we will need a minimum of 2. So every person will need 2 each, yeah? So we'll start off with Elimas. We need 2 people from Elimas. With the voting card, yeah? How many of you are here from Elimas? Elimas left.
Yeah, they left.
Majority from Elimas. Yes, sir. Sharvin, great. Mr. Sharvin, can we have you?
I don't have card.
Oh, you don't have voting card. Sorry, sir. That's good. Anyone else? Can we have any other proposals? What about the gentleman there? Cik, can I propose for you to be part of the national committee? Sekejap, 2 tahun saja. 2 tahun, cepatnya. Cik, nombor ini cik? 263. Okay. So 308 proposals for 263. He agrees to be. We need one more person from Elimas. Where's Ashwin? I need him to say yes. If he says no, then how? Conference call. Conference call.
It's not here, it's just like because he got something.
Is he here? Can you just probably just ask him? Yeah, the last time he was in as well, actually.
I think we don't give names like that.
Yeah.
Because the last also we had people coming in and then leaving after some time.
Correct, exactly.
That posed a lot of problems to the overall committee.
Correct, yes.
Stop is nonsense. Who is interested?
Thank you.
It's a protection of it.
So whoever volunteers, volunteer lah. Don't force.
Totally agree.
I mean, I would recommend that the incumbent committee, if we are willing to continue to carry on, because I think you've done a good job.
I'll second that.
As for the constitution, we cannot stay more than 3 years.
What? No, 2 terms, what?
2 terms. I've already stayed.
One, no.
I don't agree. We don't agree.
Okay, so basically, just to let you know, there are some of us here who have completed 2 terms. Jeevan has.
No, but officially, RA is only registered for 1 term. Your interim is not counted.
Yeah, interim is not counted, yes, correct. But
I read the constitution.
it has to be, I mean, we are trying to come out of it in any possible
No,
way that
because
we can.
you all have done a really good job, right? We have a lot of naysayers in the group, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people like to complain. In the last election, if from Lunaria, Mr. Tan, he's not here, he came, ran his mouth here as well.
Yes.
Came into the committee and left, right? So we don't want those kind of people, like how you said. So rightfully, you guys did a really good job compared to all the previous one. No hard feelings or what, but that's a fact, right? Agree. So we want you guys to continue. Maybe as a second person, if you want to get a new one to come in order to continue the tradition, that probably makes sense. 4 from the existing committee, 4 from the new ones. You know? Maybe.
Good idea. At least there will be some continuity.
Yeah, exactly. Because you build up the foundation strong. Let's keep it like that all the way through.
Okay, we are truly humbled. We thank you for the appreciation that you all give us. Truly. I shall only speak for myself. Maybe I can speak for Gary. Maybe I can speak for Madan as well. I can maybe speak for Ms. Balavinda too, because we have already come to consensus that we would like to give an opportunity to the rest. Yeah, we would like to give a new opportunity to some other people with better ideas maybe, right? And you know, I'm still young, my friend. I don't want to be getting a divorce in the next couple of years.
And I second that.
Yeah, so I think we have.
He's all the one to get a heart attack either.
Yeah. So we just want to have new fresh blood who can probably come in. Yeah, correct. Yeah, we call the Joker more over. So we would like to have new, better ideas, but nevertheless, we are not stepping out. There's going to be there's going to be support for sure. In the meantime, there's going to be a meeting right after this, and so on and so forth, with the new committee to explain what's the things. And this thing that whatever that we are laying off is going to go in due time. It's going to be improved. Maybe we did something that is probably, not agreeable to everyone, or that can be improved. Why not? There should be improvements. We all make mistakes, right? So it's time for probably new, fresh people to come in to see what can they do. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So we have got someone from Animals already. Can we have one more person from Animals, please?
We can only propose a card holder, right?
A card holder.
That's
Yes.
where the catch is.
That's not a catch. That's a rule. Okay. But Madan can.
Yeah, exactly, Mother. Can you try?
I'm not even in the WhatsApp group, so
Oh yeah. So WhatsApp group. Yeah.
Maybe in terms of time factor, we move on with other persons and we see what to do with animals later.
Okay, alright. Okay, alright. We don't want to hold that. Good idea. Alison, can we have, can I propose someone from Alison? Can I propose you, sir?
I wouldn't begin to appreciate the monumental task involved. That is why I commend what you guys have been doing. I don't think anyone else here will be able to match what you guys have done. I understand the criticism, but I think constructive criticism should be given. So there must be some appreciation of the work that you guys have done. And I think that is shown by the fact that there's not many of us here who, notwithstanding that we like to give criticisms, we're not jumping up off our chairs volunteering. Because it's not that easy. We know, we recognize that.
So both of you.
I wouldn't be able to do the job that you guys have been doing.
Thank you. Thank you for the appreciation, but we appreciate your kind words for it. But we still need one person. We still need somebody. We still need someone. No, Dato, please. Dato, please.
Nobody is willing to take up the responsibility. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's not fair to push yourself outside. That's the thing. You cannot put
One more term.
Cik nak tadi nombor ini cik apa? 263. Okay, Alison, we need one more. Can I propose Mr. Rhra? Sir? Just one term, sir. Just one term. 2 years. We thought that this would be the easiest agenda.
It is
Honestly.
making it difficult.
Honestly, we thought the other agendas would be so much more difficult. But that one passed through so easily. This one seems to be a problem. Can we have who is from Alison here? Please be honest.
Yellow card.
Okay,
present.
Yeah. One more term. Come on, Prasan. Steady. Support.
Okay, represent Alison for one last time. Just one last time. Whoever proposed me, you explain to my wife. I'm not gonna do that. We need one more person from Alison. We still need one more person from Alison. Can we have someone from Alison? For yourself? Oh, he's going off, I think. Sir.
Yellow card.
He's on the phone. Yeah. Can you propose yourself? You're from Alison, right? You're from Alison? Are you guys from Alison?
Yeah, but most of the time he doesn't base in Malaysia. So
Okay.
it might be quite tough for, if we base later on.
How about you?
Yeah, actually we travel together for work. We doesn't base in Malaysia that much.
Right. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to be up to
No
task.
All the groundwork has been done. You just need to carry it on.
Yellow card. Alright, unit number
71. Alright.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've completed the semis. Now I reckon that Lunaria and Crescenta shouldn't be that difficult looking at the number of houses that you guys have, right? So Lunaria we require 2 people as well. Can we have proposals for Lunaria? 751 is? Zabri, you okay? Okay, great. Easy. One more person from Lunaria?
444.
Yeah?
444.
Anyone else? Any proposals? Can we know who are from Lunaria here? You probably have that first. What about you, Mark? Miss Kumari? Miss Kumari, are you here, Miss Kumari?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Kumari, yes? Okay. We just require you for 2 thirds, that's about it. Up to 2027. It'll pass very fast. Someone from Lunaria, please. Can you propose somebody? We need somebody. Lunaria has got 361 houses. I think we should be able to get someone, right? Ms. Kumari, just for 2 terms. Sorry, just for 2 years. 1 term. That's about it. Come on. You are available, right, in Lunaria, so... I mean, do you travel a lot? Then that's excellent. Can I have your unit number, Mr. Kumari? Of course, I will not force you, but can you just have your unit on this, please? The house is proposing. Thank you very much. What's your unit number? 725. 725. Good. Okay, Crescenta. We've got 2 from Crescenta, 2 spots from here. And we have anyone from Crescenta? I would definitely like to propose somebody since I have been proposed in.
I propose Idara.
Indiran. Indiran? Yeah? Great, excellent, fantastic. Can we have your unit number, Indiran? 878. Yeah? Okay, great. One more. Just one more proposal. Brian.
No. I really don't want.
We just have one more person from Crescenta. How many of you are from Crescenta? Can we just see that first?
It's quite a lot of us.
Yeah, I know.
But don't raise your hands. Right. Joe, right? Joe, just one term, Joe.
I second you.
Okay. What's Joe's unit number? 790. He's smiling, but he's not said yes yet. Yes?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Okay. Good. Thank you. We need one more from Elimas.
Okay, we have a problem here. We have a problem here which we have to resolve. We have a volunteer, but we don't have the card. So
Understand.
with the floor's agreement, if everyone is okay, then
You know what would be the problem?
Is it fully,
I shouldn't be asking last
Fully agreement, not agreement.
The problem is this can nullify an AGM.
So, otherwise,
It can nullify an AGM. We don't want to nullify all this.
because of the rule and because of non-member and non-qualifying criteria,
Correct.
we
I
are,
mean, that's
we are
what
a
it is,
corner
right?
now.
That's
So,
what it is.
otherwise we can go unrepresented.
Yeah, of course, there will be only one spot left, which will be left empty, and later on, if the committee decides to have an EGM, then you can have an EGM, and one of the agenda is to fill in that space. But in the meantime, let's not go to that. I would like to propose, yeah, I would like to propose, Mother, this time. Just one more term, Mother, then we get that. Okay. There's one hiding element. Okay. I mean, sir, to be honest, we all didn't really want this.
Just to like, we're not just going to throw everything on you and just run away. We are going to definitely help out.
Yeah, and just fill in the spot. Don't worry, Danny will add you in the WhatsApp group.
No, wait, don't pause.
Okay, alright. What about the gentleman beside David?
Rhra.
Sarah? Oh, you don't have a card. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, in that case then, since we don't have consensus from the floor, then we will leave the elements of one spot here empty till further EGM or AGM is held. Yeah? Okay? Alright. So, Unit 263 from Elimas 308 271 751 725 878 and 790. Welcome to the new elected committee of Rhra Homes Resident Association. 799, sorry. Okay. And at the same time, we also welcome the audit committee, the four of you, as a part of the team as well. Even though the scopes shall vary. Even though we are done, we've got two more stuff to be discussed about. Right. And one would be the motion. There's one motion here and I've got another. So, Rhra, showcase your motion right after this. So we'll go off with this motion first that I have. So, in a personal capacity, I have put up a motion to be presented today, and hopefully, if it's approved and if you find it a good judgment, that we have got excess funds, right? And we don't require all of them laying idle in our account, where else it can actually, be used or there can be capital gains for it. Now, I would like to propose a fund of 250,000 from the current Maybank account that we have to be placed into a fixed deposit by the discretion of the management committee, the income committee, and this 250K will be only can be broken or can be used if we call for an EGM or AGM. I would like to know what the funds are for, what the funds are to be used for, why this huge sum is to be used. Otherwise, the current amount in the maintenance account should be sufficient. Yeah. So this is me giving a proposal, and is there any disagreements on the floor, or if there's not, can I have a seconder to it?
Also can.
I second
Okay, yes, sir.
445.
445 seconds to it. Okay, great. So this 250K will be in a fixed deposit. How many accounts or how many certificates that the management committee would like to have is on their discretion, how to manage it, but the 250K fixed deposit can only be utilized when an EGM or AGM is called, and if there's a need to utilize these funds, it can be approved only by the floor. Okay. Now we have got a second motion by Mr. Rhra from 260.
sorry, the 250, is it inclusive of the access tax deposit or separate?
Inclusive.
Then can I propose to increase the 250?
To 300.
Because we have 400 plus, right?
419.
419, right? So can I propose 350 to be fixed deposit?
That's a bit too high, lah.
Maybe 300.
That's a bit too high.
No, because every month you get your collection anyway.
No, but your collection is going to drop as compared to what you have right now.
Yeah, I think 350 will be a little bit too high.
Yeah, because if you have an emergency, you won't
So
be
you're
able to
proposing 300.
Yeah.
Okay, 300.
Okay, you're proposing it to be 300.
Too much fun, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, true, I agree.
Yeah. So 300. Anybody has any disagreements? 300,000 to go into a fixed deposit. There'll be more mutual gains from that.
Yeah, I know why you increase.
Why increase? Because we at the moment have 419,000 cash in the pot. So if you put 300 away, you still have 119. And by end of this month, you're going to get a collection anyway. So that's 50 something every month. So
Either
you
way,
have
it's
a
about
lot
2 months
floating.
buffer that we have.
Too much floating.
To prevent misuse of funds, basically.
So in the beginning, you proposed 250 kan? What?
Why I propose 250?
Yeah.
Because I find it a sufficient amount. Quarter million to go into a roughly, that's about it. Because we don't need that cash lying idle in the account. It's not doing anything in the account. It's a liability. Let's make it into a gain. Right?
Yeah, I'd rather put it into a gain for
Better
because
in 250, but you've been in thought process, I think, before, instead of we go to 300 suddenly.
No, the 250 decided before
Yeah.
the collection. Now the collection is coming in.
Because almost every week you got a lot of collection coming in. So we can only tell you what we have done from January, isn't it? So February we didn't take account because we already closed whatever we have to. So and this is March, and then you have April. Money will come in.
Yes, sir.
Or why not the new committee decide the amount later?
But the thing is that the amount must be decided here today so that, it's kept away. Immediately, there's no such thing as the management committee can, decide otherwise. The floor decides, the house decides, so we have to adhere to that. It's a majority. Thank you. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm fine with 300 if you're okay with it.
Yeah.
There's no other disagreements from the floor.
Anybody
Yeah.
disagree?
Anybody has any disagreements
Put a vote to
of
it.
300? No problem, right? No disagreements? Okay. You propose it, Danny? Proposed by 832.
Yeah.
Second by 306. Oh, 307. Okay, we have got right. If I may, Rhra, on your motion itself, these are 4 motions that you have submitted. You have submitted 4 motions in which one is to complete a complete breakdown and details of the future financial statements for greater transparency and reference. So for this, Maybe you'd like to explain what would you like to have in detail?
So good morning. Good morning. So I have a counter proposal before I go back to my motion. I have a counter proposal. 300 is a very good idea, but please break it into 50K. Because let's say we call for the EGM or what, then we lose all the interest. So I would recommend to keep it 50K in 6 tranches. If that is okay, right? So yeah, I've given my comments and 4 motions. The first thing here is, I think the gentleman touched a very good point. The last EGM, what we cited is an auditor's code. When the gentleman who signed this accounts, he is a chartered accountant, he's not an auditor. Therefore, we cannot call it as an auditor financial statements. It is accounting and financials. Okay, so for that, in future it must be an independent auditor. Okay, number 1. So in line with that, the breakdown here in these documents given there, it's not sufficient. It's not sufficient because those related party transactions is not disclosed, vendors information is not disclosed, and I is doing today a big business, about R1 million collections, quite a big collections, and the VP the acting president did mention earlier that the objective of this RA should be to increase the value of our property. I think that's not our objective. Objective of RA is make sure the RA function in a smooth and operation manner. It's not a business entity. There's no profit-seeking motive, and we are not shareholders. We are residents. We are members. These are all the reservations. Hence, a proper transparency is required. Transparency as in who are the vendors. If the vendors are part of my Rhra Homes community, we need the information. Like perhaps security. A big hand to security company, they're doing a very good job. Our neighbor, okay, JK Security is our neighbor, they're doing a very good job. Not everybody knows that, but it's a credit. Okay, by having a transparency in AFS, it's also an acknowledgement of credit to those people. So of course, if I can complain, I can complain, or otherwise, if I know someone is doing a good job, the credit goes to them. So a transparency, a breakdown is required. That is my first motion. Okay? Yeah, so one by one. Can we vote for this first?
You just need to propose, I'll second to it.
Yeah, so this is my proposal. So I need a seconder or any vote on this.
I'll second to that.
I'll second to it.
Okay, thank you. And the second motion is Pasal 10 subsection 4. I did raise this issue earlier. I was outnumbered. In the constitution, if it is 40,000 and below, RA can just move on without anyone's approval. So in my view, back then, security companies bill is the biggest bill, which is about 20 plus. So we don't really need 40K as a single mandate. So huge. So I proposed 20, 25, 27, finally decided 30. So I'm coming back to the same point here again. 30 is too high. I'm proposing 20K as a single majority item. So that's 20K, right? Yeah, revisited to 15,000 or 20,000 ringgit. So there's 2 options. My ask here is the floor should decide whether 15,000 ringgit as a single mandate or 20,000 ringgit as a mandate. So at the moment, the original constitution is 40K, revised 50K. That is last. Yeah. So EGM 30K. So I'm proposing bring it to 15K or 20K up to the floor.
How do you pay the security?
Security is 30K plus.
You got to call EGM every month.
No. See, That is already in the budget. This is extraordinary item.
Okay.
This is extraordinary item. Whatever is in your budget, that is not impacted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to nail it down that we are recapping, that this is only for extraordinary expenses such as a maintenance job or there's something that needs to be
Like
done.
a tree thing just now.
Okay, so at any one given point of time, 15,000 is your initial option, and
First option is 15K, second option is 20K.
that is your motion for 15 or 20.
Yeah. Let the floor decide.
Okay, alright. I'm okay for this motion. I think it's for the floor to decide that. Yeah? I think everybody understands the motion?
Yeah.
At any given one point of time, an expense of not more than 15 or 20K. Okay, I think you can work for. Yes.
We already initially have a budget of a cap of 30K. Right?
30.
Then what's the rationale of bringing it lower right now?
The motion can be explained.
Sorry?
No, what's the rationale behind of bringing it even lower?
See, if you look at the budget, the biggest item ticket is security. Security is not more than 24K. So I don't really need 40K. I'm not going to have a last minute call or urgent call more than my biggest item.
30K, not 40.
No, he's asking why 40 became 30.
No. I know that there is a cap of 30 which you approve in the EGM, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm asking what's the rationale?
Still it's very high because single item, every single item I can approve within 30K. So if I approve with 5 transactions with 30K, 150 is gone. Whatever they collected.
I can still do 6 transactions to make it with 20,000. I can still bring it to 120,000.
Correct. But the transparency is, we have many transactions, things are visible. We made it a single item, easy to do. It's not a good governance.
No, I just want to understand the rationale behind it.
The reason is to prevent unnecessary issues. Because scratch, right? Easy to disappear.
I agree.
No, fair enough. I just want to know the rationale.
It is for a sound and check and balance, sound and good check and balance.
Alright.
I should not have an extraordinary item more than that. So if I need more than that, like how you're going to rate for the FD, likewise you should call for it.
Yeah.
No, fair enough.
That's objective.
So, 15 and 20, right?
Option 1 is 15, option 2 is 20, and up to the floor.
Just, we go by vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so for those who are in favor of 15,000, please raise your cards in 15K per expense. Any given one point of time. Count please. Can we have those for 20? Count please. 17. Oh, 15,000 has been put up into the constitution. Okay.
Thank you. My third motion resolved. It's on a big difference, and we shouldn't have a big difference. There's no reason for us to follow matrix because matrix is, in my personal view, DMC is not going to happen. Anyway, that is resolved. So I should move to the fourth item. We do hear from the existing committee. You guys did a good job. Okay? Of course, you guys did a good job. I'm saying this from day one, but of course, some ups and downs. Okay? No matter what, not everybody is going to do everything, right? So you guys did a lot of work with your own personal time and everything. So with due respect, they need some coverage. Okay? They need some coverage of their liability and everything. So I propose here, not more than 10,000 ringgit, the board should go for insurance. That is good governance. Most of the office bearers and caretakers, generally insurance will be taken for the period that they are in. So my proposal is to go for we should allow them to take an insurance for a committee for next 2 years with a budget of maximum 10,000. This is my proposal. If you have any other proposal, please go on. But my objective here is a coverage must be there, so at least they can do some, they can do their work with peace of mind. That whether people will sue me this or sue me for that or what, no, peace of mind. Because this is like going to temple and going to church, right? They out of their own personal time, they are taking this. I see this, that's how I see this. Okay? So whatever community services we are doing is that as if I'm going to my school or my religious institution. So they should do it with peace of mind, with a sound coverage of liability. So this is my request of insurance up to 10,000 ringgit for per term, which is your term is 2 years, right?
Per term is 2 years.
So your cycle is for 2 years. So I don't know whether it's 5,000 ringgit per year or 10,000 ringgit per term. I'm not an insurance expert, so if any experts are here, please educate us.
What are the coverage that you're looking at? Error and omissions, is that what you're talking about? Error and omissions is for legal liability suits.
Correct.
Error and omissions. That's the only coverage, right? Error, because they are broken down to law.
Basically, negligence and any issues or what is covered. The committee should be covered. Otherwise, the guy is out and because when he goes to court, when he goes to cases, it can be at a material point of time or whoever taken the decision, right? So timeline can be shuffled.
So E&O, yeah?
Yeah.
E&O coverage. I second to that actually. 10,000 ringgit is more than enough to cover legal suits up to about 100 to 200,000. Yeah. But of course, if you don't pay a vendor and then the vendor sues you, you can't claim for that lah. Right? But this is basically in terms of any other matters that you get sued for by a resident or a member of the RA, then the RA is pretty much covered. It's not just the committee, is what I see, is that the funds from the RA will be covered.
Okay. So, a little bit of background on this. If let's say someone sues RA or anything happens, right? Our fund will be depleted as well. So this is in order to protect our funds as well. Okay? To protect the committee and to protect the RAS, protect the committee and to protect the members' fund. Otherwise, instead of 10K, it can be 5 figures and 6 figures easily. So both and protection as well. So as we get matured, definitely some cases will be coming in as well. That's a sign of development. So it's good to anticipate for big bills and let's plan for it.
I second it. Any disagreements?
Yeah.
Any disagreements?
That's all. Thank you.
Thanks,
Are we done with the accounts? When I went to toilet. I had some issues. Maybe can we go through the earlier part? Anyway, yeah. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Rhra.
Okay. Now we would like to hear from the floor in terms of any sort of developments, or do you think that there's something that can be done, something for the new committee to look into? Yeah, this is the time. This is the time that it's an open discussion. If you have anything, you don't need to use the mic. I think we can all hear each other. Just let me know and we can get it related. Yeah, just please state your number as well.
Okay, first. Okay, my name is Emily from 7A. Okay, these are recent cases of the maize runaway.
Maize runaway.
And because one of the reasons was there was crash period. And I also noticed there's a lot of crash period all around the place. I would like the committee to get all the crash period. I saw some people jumping over the fence.
Any other stuff? Thank you, God. Any other stuff you'd like to mention? Just let us know, right? You want to say something?
The lighting behind the Crescenta.
Lighting behind Crescenta, yeah. 877 lighting at Crescenta. Next, anything else? Yes, ma'am.
I have three things to propose. One is to appoint a proper legally, we appoint a management company to run our place. Because what I'm seeing is it's a bit difficult for us to look into it. We can have thought about it. It's not a must, but just have thought about it. Okay. And second thing is, if we don't have any property management, and as a committee we're going to take care of it, we have to look into the beauty and the cleanliness of our area, and especially our lake as well. It's being a big problem to us, all of us, right?
Thank you. Management companies can be pretty pricey, and some of them. I mean, I'm in the line. This is right now I'm in the line. They can be crooks too. To be very honest. So we will not know whether that hefty sum should come out or not. But nevertheless, it's a good proposal. You're in the committee now, madam. So yeah, this can be proposed. Yeah. Madam, I need a unit number, please. 725. And as for the lake, yeah, the lake site, just to let you know, it is managed by GBS, Jabatan Saluran Air. So Jabatan Saluran Air sometimes they tend to delay their maintenance process. They're supposed to come once in a month or so. Sometimes they don't even come. And sometimes after the maintenance, then on the other side, it's difficult for us to get them. And the recent lakeside incident that we had where the water depleted to an amount, so that was, just to let everybody know, that was done on purpose. Because there was something that was actually stuck at the valve below. So the water had to be depleted in order for that valve to actually be fine again and for the water to run. And at the same time, special thanks to Andy to get certain things sorted as well. Is from Lunaria that we got. Yes, you can add too.
The reason happening at the lakeside, which is, I think it was this week, is because the grill, what do you call it?
The gate. Water gate.
No, not the water gate. Well, I think booked the two. So JPS have asked for funds. Their budget have not been approved. The moment the budget is approved, only then they can repair. This is something we cannot do under JPS. So you got to wait for the JPS budget to be approved. They will come and repair it. So it's not a lot we can do about it. I do have black and white if you would like to see it on my phone. From JPS.
Thank you. You have something to say? Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm the one at the card. Okay. So we have few concerns here. People register under some other units and ramping into Elimus. I don't know about Ellison, but they're ramping in Elimus. And the magnetic cards are not functioning. Nearer to the Lunaria's playground and residents access in Elimus. So that card is not functioning, so the barriers can't be put.
The small gates.
Small gate, a big problem. So that's a problem. No, and then once I register, let's say Lunaria 1, 2, 3, but I can go anywhere. But I should go to Lunaria 1, 2, 3.
You should, but you can.
But I shouldn't go to 232 Elimus or Ellison. So this is what we had in the past, but now we don't have that. What we can do with that? I mean, going back to that.
Yeah, we can. I think I explained earlier during when we had the initial slides. We can, but we've got to spend. We've got to spend onto what we have at the front of the guardhouse, where the guardhouse, the entrance is, the guardhouse entrance. We have to have the similar system at the other 3 precinct entrances as well. Martin went through the whole section of this whole thing, and I think he's the best one to explain.
Okay, the thing about the previous system is it wasn't even integrated and it wasn't working well because that thing doesn't have a database of the owners. Okay, and all the different magnetic entrances of the playground are actually a separate system running. So the thing is, okay, what we did with ICAS is to integrate everything. But ICAS cost is too high. Okay, if you want to put at each and every barrier, you have to put the FRT, the face recognition for the visitors, and also the number plate recognition. That itself around 5,000-6,000 something for each thing. So that we need actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 additional things. That's one thing. The second thing, okay, the barriers at the guardhouse is not going down because of the lighting arrested. But the barriers internally is going down frequently because there are no lighting arrested. Second thing is you need to put lighting arrested at each and every barriers as well. That is second thing. And we need to build a shelter so, because not all this area is not waterproof, even though they claim it so. You need to build a shelter. That's the second thing. The third thing, if you want to do privileged access for the playground, that needs totally a separate thing, you know. And we need to run all the cables because all the existing matrix cables doesn't work at all. Even when matrix passed over to us, all those magnet things, all those access cards wasn't even working. So we have to pull new cables from all over the playground to the guardhouse again. That will eat up, I think, 400,000 will be gone now. It's not worth it. It's not financially, it's not worth it. And what do we want to prevent it by doing so? If we can prevent theft or something, a big thing, then it might be worth it. But don't know, financially it's not worth it now, in my opinion.
Is it functioning well in Allison? What, small gates, all this accessing?
Nope.
All the access?
No,
everything is open.
it's open.
All
Yes,
open.
it's all open.
It's all open now.
All gone.
It's a total open
I mean,
now.
you're open to ideas. Whoever have any solution that can. Yeah, we're more than.
To be
happy
honest,
here.
my kids go to Rhra playground.
I also go to Lunaria's
No,
every day morning.
I go to recenters. Now, what he's trying to say is, it's okay for the residents. What he's concerned is other outsiders who take advantage of the situation.
And they do have a problem. We all do have a problem. An uninvited guest registered under as a resident, but coming in and out. So we have no clue where are they going.
Even I feel sorry. I know I cannot talk, but there are cases in Rhra. One of my friends, not one, few of them are staying in Rhra. They said there's this one car, I believe you know, 1,000.
Yes.
This car is ramming around, and she's not our resident. Why is she getting the permission to come and use our facilities? No, when okay, I'm being charged 220 ringgit for every month, but I am paying 100 because I stand for what I want to pay. Okay, I don't get the facility to vote. I don't get the facility to do what I want to do. Even I'm being blocked in my iCare. But some unwanted people who's not paying any single cent can enter into my taman, walk around, use the facilities. Then what am I paying for? I'm paying for her? No, I'm seriously pissed off on this. Because she almost hit my car.
I understand that. I'm also a resident. Every one of us are residents. Unfortunately, this you're going to bring up with the Majlis because the lake belongs to the public. It does not belong to any one of us.
The taman doesn't belong to public, right?
Yeah.
But how is she coming in? Is she registering under any
No.
Okay.
She has a police report. She has a Majlis report.
I'll give you in detail. So her number plate is WCT 1000. Yeah. Right. So we have encountered the problem with this particular person numerous times. We blocked her access till she went up to NBS.
And police.
And the cops she went up to several times. And she managed to get the consent from them to allow this vehicle to enter. To register, hold on, but only for the usage of the lake. that is a public property. And as much as you're frustrated, I am as well. We wanted this to be a solely private thing. Unfortunately, it's not strata. If it's strata, yes, not a problem, but it is not strata. It's that particular lake belongs to the government. So she's allowed to use that, but however, MBS have informed us, if she ever enters into any other proceeding, they will block her. They will take away that consent that they've given her. So she has to adhere to the rules that she's only allowed to go to the lake and back. And when she registers at the guardhouse, she only registers for that purpose. Unfortunate. I'll be very honest. I know it's ridiculous, but that's what it is. It is pretty much new to us too.
But why can't we resort home to a police report saying that?
Done. We have done countless. I think it's not slides. We have done 11 police reports in total. 2 is for her itself.
I got the reports.
Yeah. So yes, sir.
Is it possible if we don't let the car to come in?
We tried that.
She has to walk.
We tried that. We stopped her, and that's when she went to MBS.
Okay, if you can share with us some information, we all report. We all report to CISPA, to police, whoever it is. We report.
Okay.
Good.
She can go in, of course she can go into the lake, jalan kaki. Not driving.
We make it harder for her.
Good idea. Good
Jalan
idea.
kaki can appreciate.
Okay.
Not by car. Not
Maybe
by
we can
bike.
get from the newly elected committee to come up with a petition.
Information, we all make a report. Ada PDRM lah, ada MBS lah, ada CISPA lah. Just blast it.
Agree.
Okay. That's a good idea. We can do that. Yes.
Very good idea. Curiosity, if the government has allowed her essentially to have access to the lake because it's a public property, wouldn't that mean that that same position would be open to all other?
It is.
Yes.
It
So they're
is.
just not aware of it.
It is. Yeah. People are not aware. But if someone wants to use our lake for health purposes or for exercise or whatsoever, they are allowed to. It was pretty much new to us. We ourselves were quite shocked of it. We wanted to privatize our entire property, but pretty unfortunate. Okay, great. And thank you for bringing that up. Anything else? Anyone has got anything to say? Yes, what? A lot of people parking at the side. I'm in the Lunaria group. I think some of you know about this problem. Okay, Tuan, that is a public property. We can't, unfortunately, we can't have the car. We can't do that. However, MBS have came and given fines. I know this is an ongoing problem. Every day in Lunaria group, there is somebody putting up a picture that you're blocking my road, you're blocking my entrance, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's pretty unfortunate that only MBS can take action on this. And MBS have given, dia datang dan dia bagi fine kepada semua kereta yang park along the way in the main road. That has been done. Itu pun dengan sokongan daripada semua resident Lunaria untuk meletakkan aduan di online punya portal.
Yes.
Anything else for me?
Since we're talking about issues, I have this issue, which from Alimus actually. We have got a roundabout, but the cars when actually coming out of Alimus, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to save time. I don't know where they're running off to, but they don't go around the roundabout exit the guardhouse. They actually, they actually cut, and a couple of times I have seen almost accidents were about to happen. They just cut in and they go there. I don't know why are they in a hurry, seriously? So if you guys can actually let, in your WhatsApp group know, please use a roundabout, don't cut in. Yeah?
Sorry for that. So I don't do that.
No.
Sorry for that. Anyway.
It's because it's safety.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I agree with you. I can hear you.
Thank you.
Along with that line, some people drive like Formula 1. And there's one guy, frustrating early morning, 7:30 morning, coming, I don't know this van is going to whose house. Complete black, you know. You know how terrible to see a complete black van.
Can we name and shame? Name and shame.
I don't know whose van is that, but it's picking up kids. Complete black van.
Picking up kids in the black van.
Yes! Yes, man.
Pretty
Scary.
unconventional.
7:25, 7:30.
Must be some
Terrible,
big shot
you know.
kids lah.
Huh?
Some big shot kids.
Black van. Black van is
The next time it happens,
black van is I don't go for walking with my mobile.
Next time, take the
Black van
registration
is
and I
only
find out
once in
who
a
it
lifetime
is.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Not as a daily affair.
Snapshot the registration. and
Anyway,
find out who
so
they are.
yeah, macam-macam lah. Yeah. So we should have, guys, we should have some signage. You know, we like our kids, we appreciate. You know, please drive slow. Some education, please. And in both language, Bahasa and English.
More signage. Do not.
Maybe you can also have a signboard there. Please use the roundabout.
But that is actually common sense.
Well, common sense is not common.
That's true.
Anything else? Yes, sir.
It's a housing area. Yeah, so and then he told me, I spoke to him, I said, come on, be rational. We're all living in a neighborhood. Please I'm living at the front, so when the moment he speeds his car, the exhaust, I can hear in the midnight at 12, 1, 12. So I told him, I said, please, after some conversations with him and all that stuff, of course he was not agreeable with it, but I'm just trying to let you all know maybe the signage that what Mr. Ranga said will make a lot of things, because then I can counter effect with hey, hello, look at the signage there. And number two, just one more thing to speak about. I know you all have done it before. I just got a small slight issue because I'm living at the front. Our cars are parked in front. The crow, we have got infestation of crows over there. And this crow, their waste, their waste basically their species. There's got a chemical reaction on our cars, and I got two of my cars which are being damaged.
Yeah.
So I would like to do something.
Thank you. That's a very good point. So, we presented what we could, but of course not everything. Now that you bring up matters, we can tell you certain things that has been done.
My personal issue. It's very not nice to see beer cans, use beer cans, consume beer cans in our neighborhood. So we have to, I don't know how we are going to stop this, but we have to stop. But one way to stop this is we should have some healthy engagement. Something like potluck, some engaging activities. So when we have some engaging activities, the gap will be closer, and gradually we can bring down this kind of nonsense. Because the same nonsense has been raised in the previous EGM or AGM. A gentleman from Lunaria Crescenta raised it. It's very shameful to see this.
Still happening, right?
Still happening. Used to happen in Elements, now no more. But I can see along Crescenta and some, Lunaria, along Lunaria,
Especially the
Parkway and Lake.
Lake area.
Same spots. It's very shameful. We have to fix this.
Crescenta.
Okay, a little bit on this crow infestation, just to let everybody know. We didn't announce this, but it was done. We had discreetly called MBS. They came and supported by doing a round of shots. This was done quite some time back. When they shot down a few crows, it was good at that particular point of time. And then after that, it just grew more and more, and they have not come for a long time now. Probably we can get that rolling again. But we didn't announce this because we know there are quite a number of animal lovers within the WhatsApp groups as well that can just backfire us.
What about putting that silent, that device there?
Yeah, we tried. So Ellison, what we did was, Dato' Go stays at the front row. As as you enter is on the right hand side. So he did this complaint back in 2023, and then we bought some. It's actually a vibration, it's an ultrasonic equipment that when you put it on the trees, it actually issues out a little wave, and those rays actually affect the ears of the crows, and they don't actually come there. And they are solar operated, by the way. So we did use that, but I think crows now have got, maybe they have got vaccinations too. They are immune to it. We don't know how. They still infest in the same trees that's around there. But yeah, we will probably try to get MBS to see if they can come and do one more round of shots. Healthy engagement, yes. So what happened was last year we wanted to have a community event. So there was a poster and all that stuff, everything was set. We wanted to lay it out. But I think you have seen it's just the 6 hours that's around now from 12. So we called upon some external help and support. We did ask a few of residents to come up to be as a subcommittee to try to get this done. But even that too was not really anyone. There's only 3-4 of them who actually came up, and in which they themselves said no. Maybe this time around we will probably market the volunteers to come up more. Yeah, if we get more volunteers to come up to get this healthy engagement done, then why not? Yeah, the funds there are for the usage of residents only.
No, engagement I meant is potluck. No cost involved. I bring my own pizza, I bring my own.
Okay. Got it. You mean that? Alright. Okay. Actually, we did the.
Crisanta used to have 2 years in a row, but after a while we gave up because.
But we did that Halloween, right? Last year.
Last year Halloween, and then.
Somebody from Animals did it, I think.
Yeah.
You did it. Okay. Very nice.
And Jivan's wife.
Jivan's wife as well.
She did for the 3 companies.
Okay, great. Okay, anything else on the floor? Yes, sir.
I would like to know about the non-paying resident. You said just now you do enforcement at the guard house. Maybe you can explain some more on that. Because we want to know, hey, they don't pay. What happened to them?
Okay.
And then I would like to propose that we expose those who are not paid.
No.
Just
Let's
suggestion.
not do that. I know. I mean, it's again. We want to keep this as a community. I think we are all educated enough to purchase a house with resort homes, and I think we can be pretty mindful of our actions. We did not want to have any wrongful or negative engagements at the guard house, but we have had so. So when we performed the enforcement of cutting access, there was some retaliation. Nevertheless, it all turned out good. And I'll just keep it as that. Yeah? Thank you. Yeah, so most of them are now paying installments. Majority of them. Yeah. Like we said, if this RA was never formed, you and us can just neighbors. That's it. Now that this is formed, we don't want to create a perception that there's division between you and me. No, we don't want that. Today is us, tomorrow will be somebody else, like how it just happened today. Kelly, Miss Balinda and Martin has stepped down. Inche, you have come up, the one gentleman there. So that's what it is. Everybody takes turns to just manage for one common goal. That's about it. I think now that the fees are reduced, there will be people who will be paying more as well. I think we should be able to get that. Yeah, thank you. Anything else before? Yes, sir. Okay.
Not in a dustbin, but wherever they please.
More signage.
Yeah, I think they probably just do signages and dog poop. The picture of the poop there. Sorry?
Around the lake.
The camera. No.
Okay. Yeah. Lake, there is no CCTVs around the lake. The reason is because there's no DB box around there. So to pull the wires, it will be from the lake to the guardhouse. And it is very costly. That's the reason why. Otherwise, we will have to keep a camera there that, if it uses Wi-Fi whatsoever, but again, wires still has to be pulled to the lake. That's the only reason why there's no surveillance there. Otherwise, most of the places there's surveillance.
There are options we can still get.
Just a suggestion, it's better to have a CCTV there because it's late. Kids will be going and playing. Just for safety.
Okay, we'll put that part of it and then we will get the new committee to come up with a costing.
61,000. Monitor her.
Okay. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, yes, ma'am, sorry, Monsieur. Taken what again, madam? Sorry?
Garbage trap.
Actually, it's not taken, it's broken. When the water goes down, you have to look, it's down there. It's already gone flat. No, they can't go in the water.
Okay, we'll get that checked. Yeah. Probably all the pets love Rhra's grass. But it's fishing, right?
Kids, adults are fishing there.
Thank you for that. We'll put that up. Right, okay. Okay. Thank you. Solar lighting at the lake. Anything else, anybody? Peaceful feet. For the betterment of our Taman, we may not have all ideas, maybe we need some from you.
Propose to have some kind of standard leaflet information. Maybe I'm not sure if we can upload it to the iChat. For example, if you have BHA, you can contact this. If there's emergency contact. Instead of resident contact committee, and why can't the resident contact directly them to know all this information?
Agree.
Good idea.
Very good idea.
Balik kita kayu.
Balik kita.
Oh, anybody else? Yes, sir.
Can you have you
car sticker or the home.
Ah, okay.
So at least we know who is paying and who is not paying. Yeah, we want to know who's not paying. Not paying.
You really do want to know who's not paying, yeah? I know. You guys really do want to know.
Because some of the non-paying residents,
Yeah.
stay resident late, because the guy asked open the door.
You know, that has happened before. Some people have actually told the guards, ask the committee to come and open the door for me or register me as well. Some have whacked the barricades, have gone through too. That has happened. Stickers. Right. Okay, we will get this deliberated within the new committee and we'll see. I mean, the reason why we didn't do it because we found it not really necessary of cost. Everybody's through the eye gas. Some don't want stickers because they don't want to know, let people know where they stay. That happens a lot in KL actually. A lot of them don't want to expose where they live. But yeah, we will get this deliberated in the next committee meeting.
Maybe we'll come up with a design that they want to put it there.
Yeah.
Make it encrypted. We don't know. We don't know the name, the Taman's name. Just a logo.
Just a logo. Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
Alright. Okay. Anything else? Capture as much as we can. Come on, we're doing number 1,
756.
Okay. Come on, we're doing number again. Madam, can I have the unit number please? 760. 767. Okay. Alright. Anything else from anyone?